Fire. This one surprised me in the sense that I always discounted this movie. We it's so funny in our attempt. I realize in our attempt to we really steer away from Disney as much as possible. Um,
Because it's
but
safe and boring, and
it's
it's just
safe and boring.
where I've been saving it because I assume there will eventually be a Disney episode.
There will eventually be a Disney episode. Um, but this one surprised me because it turns out it's part of the Disney Renaissance. I've been giving it shit for years, calling it straight to DVD. But that's The Rescuers Down Under.
Walt Disney Pictures presents its all-new 29th full-length animated motion picture. Australia. Mysterious. Untamed. And for a young boy named Cody and his magnificent golden eagle, it was a world of adventure and discovery.
Higher!
Until they met the villain McLeach.
That bird's gonna make me rich.
An evil trapper who threatens to separate them forever.
And this movie was very funny because it's one of those ones where I know I've seen the first Rescuers, but I don't remember any of it really, other than the fact that there's the mouse played by Bob Newhart, Bob Newhart.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, do they go to Australia?
Yes.
In this one?
Yes, they
Yes.
do.
Okay, that's why it's called Down Under. I was gonna say if they don't go and it's called Down Under, then I would have been disappointed.
I will tell you what it's about. There's a bit of background. So, the Rescuers is about two mice. One played by Bob Newhart, who as Professor Proton from The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah,
That's Bob Newhart. And
Okay.
some other famous chick from like the 60s or 70s. And they are mice, and their whole deal is they rescue kids who have been kidnapped. And it's apparently
So,
based on a series of books.
Would you say they are rescue?
They are
rangers?
rescuers. They are, yeah. I think it looks like they're the prototype of what became the rescue. It wouldn't surprise me if the Rescue Rangers began its life as doing something with the rescuers. And so I don't really remember the first one. I feel like I've seen it at least once, but I don't remember anything about it other than the two lead characters and kind of what they're dressed like. That's kind of it. And so
It doesn't want to have a pink beret.
one has a red beret. He has a red beret and like a little sporty jacket. And the other
No,
one,
but the girl has the pink beret.
yeah,
thing.
it's a more like a Russian thing. I think she's supposed to be Russian.
Okay.
Miss Bianca, I think is what her name is, and she's the main character from the books. Like the second book is literally named after her. Like she's the main character.
Interesting.
And so yeah, this movie is about a little boy who's from Australia who has befriended a big bald eagle. So it's a specific kind of eagle, but it effectively looks like a big bald eagle. And whilst he's like helping her get back to her eggs, he gets kidnapped by this poacher who's essentially got him kidnapped, try and get this this eagle. And most of the movie, the rescuers aren't really in it because most of the and also all of the animals talk, and he can talk to animals.
Of course they
But
do.
it
That makes
doesn't.
sense.
Well, it cannot all of the animals because the bad guy has a lizard, and the lizard doesn't talk. But like all the mice do, and he can talk to all of the mice, and like he has animal friends he can talk to. But it doesn't seem out of the ordinary. So, but I haven't seen the first one, so I don't know if the first one establishes the fact that this is just a universe where animals talk. So I don't know if this is universe breaking or not because I have not seen the first one.
I
And so yeah,
don't remember the first one. I am pretty sure that I've seen it.
I'm
but
pretty sure I've seen it. But so 90% of the movie is the and there's a seagull played by John Candy who's pretty funny. But yeah, most of the movie is the rescuers just kind of just missing the kid or on the way to the kid, and like they don't really play a huge part in it till like the end, and the movie's only like an hour and like 15 minutes. But it's right. What's incredible about it is it's right in the middle of the Disney Renaissance. It's part of the Disney Renaissance.
Really?
It's quite beautifully animated. It's very pretty.
Then we must have seen it then because
Oh, I know I've seen it.
were were the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah,
So-
it came out in 1990. It comes out after The Little Mermaid. It's theatrically released. It has most of the original cast come back. It was the final performance of the woman who plays the girl mouse. It was the final thing she ever did. But it's the original cast comes back. My thing is, like, the Rescuers don't really seem to get to do much, but I don't know if that's their thing. Like, I don't know if in the first one, if it's the same thing, if it's like 90% little girl, because I know the first one is the little girl, is them saving a little girl. So I don't know if that's the same thing in the first one. So these things where I'm like, it just seems like they're barely in this movie. And also, one of the characters is, it was driving me crazy the whole movie. And one of the characters is, you remember Pippi, Pippi Longstocking?
Yes.
Thunder Carlson and Bloom?
I'm aware of them, yes.
Bloom, the guy who plays Bloom is in this movie.
The Bloom is the big one, right?
Little one.
Little one, okay.
I was like, why do I recognize his voice? Oh, it's Bloom.
The squeaky
one.
voice.
Yeah, he's a little lizard.
That's funny.
Yeah. It turns out he's Canadian. He does a lot of Canadian shows. He was in a lot of stuff we watched as a kid. But it's otherwise all right. Not terribly memorable. I understand why nobody really remembers it. But yeah, it's very funny. For most of my life, I could have sworn it was straight to DVD. But turns out it wasn't. Turns out it is, in fact, it precedes Aladdin. It's the movie they made before Aladdin, but after The Little Mermaid, but no one remembers that.
The forgotten child, forgotten middle child.
Well, yeah, the little forgotten middle child of the Disney Renaissance that nobody really remembers. But it was very much a theatrical movie that got the full budget of Disney, and it looks pretty good for its time. Like, it doesn't look straight to DVD.
Holds up well.
Yeah, it holds up well. Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, this is much better than I thought it was.
This was 1990. Call it what it is. Straight to VHS.
Straight to VHS, yeah. It looks straight to VHS. Oh, I thought it was straight to VHS.
There was no DVD. Divida? What's a Divida?
I remember that movie being straight to DVD. Or straight to VHS, if you prefer. Anyway, that's The Rescuers Down Under. Hey everybody, it's Endcard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments down below, have you seen The Rescuers Down Under, or is it truly a movie that time forgot? Let me know down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you want, you can click the video on the left, and that's going to take you to the full episode that this video is from, the year that we were born, where we talked about plenty of movies from the years we were born. You can guess what years those were. Or you can click the video on the right, and that's going to take you to a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. Otherwise, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and have a good day, everybody.